Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Ajanulambita bhujo kanaka budatu Sankirtanai kapitaro kamala yatacho Vishambharu vijavaru yugadharma palo Bande yavat priyakaro Karuna Bhataro Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram 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 Hare Namami Gange Tava Pad Pankajam Sura Surair Bandito Dibbarupam Bhuktin Jamuktin Chadadati Nitam Bhavanurupena Sada Naranam Ganga Taranga Ramaniya Jata Kalapam Gauri Nirantara Vibhushi Tabam Bhagam Narayano Kriyamananga Madhapaharam Varanasi Purapati Bhajavi Shanatham Vagi Sajasya Vadane Lakshmir Yasacha Bhakshasi Yasyasya Vijay Sampihi Sam Nishingamaham Bhaji Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Gaurangaika Gatir Vayasya Tamati Shri Gauradhama Sthiti Tatsai Gavitir Gusanga Virati Dusto Vathani Sthiti Shri Rupaika Rati Sanatananati Shri Jivate Josati Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauri Yogosti Pati Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauri Yogosti Pati Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauri Yogosti Pati. The Prabhupada and his unique Acharyaship. The Prabhupada and his unique Acharyaship. Gauri Goshtipati, Sri Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada told that in the name of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan, it is actually editorial claim. So in the name of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan, those who are misguiding common people, we common people are so foolish that we want to be cheated by them. That is why we are cheated. Whom to blame? In the name of Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, in the name of Hari Katha and Hari Kirtan, those who are misguiding the common people, we common people are so foolish that we want to be cheated by them. That is why we are cheated. This has become a Yuga Dharma. This has become a Yuga Dharma in this Kali Kal. Such some groups are there. They, in guise of devotee, in the vesh of sannyasi, brahmachari or grihastha, some such groups are there in guise of devotee. Those who always trying to play a nice game with common innocent people to break their faith in Gaudiya Math and great exalted Gaudiya devotees. I think they want to prove they are the enemy of Gaudiya Math. I think they always try to prove that they are the enemy of Gaudiya Math. But it is the duty of Gaudiya Math. What is the duty of Gaudiya Math? Srila Prabhupada told, to arrest the current perverted tide, of this fanatic world, material world, is a seemingly unpleasant duty of Gaudiya Math. Why they want to prove that they are enemy of Gaudiya Math, I don't know. They are trying with strong determination or resolution they are approaching towards total destruction. So you see, those who are always trying to play a nice game with common innocent people to break their faith in Gaudiya Math and great exalted Gaudiya devotees, some devotees, they are very sorry to see this kind of unusual effort. Common people at present are in confusion to trace out the fact. Common people, they are at present are in confusion to trace out the fact. They are in great trouble to trace out the original Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada. So we are bound to preach this book in the name of the Prabhupada and his unique Acharyaship. We want to speak something on this topic. Gaudiya Goshtipati, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada often used to say that Gaudiya Math is the only pathway to God. Then what to speak about those so-called spiritual organizations, those who are busy with critical diplomatical and strategical preaching style or policy. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur used to say that spiritual organization established with a number of members, those who are already in Rajatama Guna, cannot approach with a noble cause of spiritual preaching among common people to render some good service for them. Because of the lack of idealism in themselves, because of the lack of idealism in themselves, it is quite impossible for them to preach. Not only that, but also when their dirty character and behavior get exposed in public, then they spit on them. So is the condition. So we should be very careful before going for preaching in public. Those bonded souls, in the name of preaching, going to invite double bondage in their life. They're going to invite big, dangerous fall down. In the name of preaching, they're going to invite double bondage in their life. What to speak more? The whole world also get contamination on gradual course of time. The whole world also get contaminated on gradual course of time because of this kind of useless preaching. We can find a nice advice from Shastra that Upadesham karoti eva na pariksham karoti ya. Upadesham karoti eva na pariksham karoti ya. Apariksha upadeshtam yad jagannathayo tad bhavet. Those who are going to preach, those who are going to advise to common people, but before advising, before going for preaching, they never wanted to test those advice in their own life. This kind of advice which not tested in own life is one kind of big problem. It can destroy the whole world. That is why Srila Prabhupada used to speak, try to preach first in front of you. Jagadguru, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada used to speak, try to preach in front of yourself first. If you are successful, then you can take the venture to go for preaching. Otherwise, don't go. So as a preface writing, we like to discuss something. Srila Gauri Agostipati, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada used to speak that bonded soul can open an exhibition of Guru Vaishnava Anugatva. Bonded soul can show a mood of Guru Anugatva up to the point when his own self-interest is not getting disturbed. Up to that point, they can show Guru Anugatva. Up to that point, they can open an exhibition of Guru Vaishnava Anugatva. When their self-interest get disturbed, when their self-interest get disturbed, then the naked history of their false Guru Anugatva, false Vaishnava Anugatva can get exposed in the society, in public. That is the situation. Then the first step of action, then the first step of action on their part is to go for non-cooperation with Guru Vaishnava. And the second and the next, the second step of action with Guru Vaishnava, they can start. What they can start? A competition they can start with Guru Vaishnava. And at last, the third step of action on their part is direct confrontation with Guru Vaishnava. So direct confrontation with Guru Vaishnava can start. This is the situation of false Anugatva. This is the naked status of their Guru Anugatva or Vaishnava Anugatva. We forget that with the great effort somehow, if we are successful in our mission, then surely the Kripa Shakti of Guru Vaishnava, Kripa Shakti of Gurudev or Guru Varga, together with Bhagavad Kripa, was there behind us. We forget that Guru Vaishnava Kripa, Bhagavad Kripa is there behind us. When we are successful in our mission, somehow we think it is our, credit. From Kathopanishad, we can find the case of those demigods, those who wanted to ignore the Kripa of Parabrahma to project their own credit and glories. When they came out successful in the fighting with those demons, but ultimately, from Kathopanishad, we can find the case of those demigods, those who wanted to ignore the Kripa Parabrahma to project their own credit and glories. But ultimately, by the mercy of Uma Bhagavati Devi, Jnanamurti Devi, they could realize their own fault with great sigh. They could realize their own fault with great sigh. You can remember when Parabrahma appeared in heavenly planet in the form of some Jaksha, then Indra the king of heaven was interested to get identity. He first sending Pavandev to get the identity, but Pavandev was failure. Then after that, Varundev was sent. Varundev was also failure. After that, Agnidev was sent to know identity, actual identity of that Jiva who. Agnidev was also failure. And ultimately when the king of heaven, Indra Maharaj, took travel to come there directly to know the identity of the Jiva, then Parabrahma disappear from that spot. So ultimately, by the mercy of Uma Bhagavati Devi, Indra Maharaj, those demigods, they could discover their own faults with great sight. That all the power of Parabrahma, by the power of Parabrahma, we came out successful. They could realize it. But we are so much shameless and naked. But we are so much shameless and naked that we can never realize our shortage, our faults. Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur used to say, those Gauriyas, they never deserve any kind of credit for any speciality at all there with them. Those Gauriyas, they never deserve any credit for any speciality at all there with them. They always think that all power coming from the main source. We are playing an instrumental part, nothing else. Rai Ramananda Mahaswai, he also told in front of Mahaprabhu that I am an instrument. You are playing me, so sound coming out. I have nothing to do. So this is called actually genuine Anugatta. Srila Prabhupada used to say that God bless me so that I need not see the face, I need not see the face of those Srila Prabhupada used to say that God bless me so that I need not see the face of those so that I need not see the face of those people up to the last time of my life, up to the last time of my life, which is left due in my life. Those who are busy to collect name, fame, position, money, etc. for their selfish end in the name of preaching. They are so-called devotees. Those who are always busy to collect name, fame, position, money, etc. for their selfish end. They are less interested to do something for Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan. They are doing preaching, but their preaching is one kind of instrument through which they can earn name, fame, position, etc. They are going to ruin their own life. They are going to ruin their own life. we should not be so merciless to deny our Guru Varga, Gurudev. The day we can express that kind of audacity, the day we can express, the day when we can express that kind of audacity, that must be our doomsday, last day, doomsday. With the manifestation of the exclusive and unique Acharyaship of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, Jagat Guru, all other so-called common Acharyaships, all other so-called common Acharyaships were proved to be failure. This small treatise must come to your help to guide you properly to save your imminent death in the way of your spiritual goal. Now we want to discuss in detail about Srila Prabhupada and his unique Acharyaship. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada, the Prabhupada told that Gauriya Math is the only pathway to Godhead. Gauriya Goshtipati Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada said that, see, Gauriya Math cannot have and actually does not have anything in common with those who duplicitously join Gauriya Math with a motive to misuse divine knowledge available here for the service of their selfish ends. Present, false dikha and obtainment of divine knowledge, actual diksha, are never one and the same. Sri Chaitanya and his sincere devotees are eternally present in Sri Gauriya Math. We should remember this point. All these persons who are incapable of seeing the light, those who are incapable of seeing the light are called Mayavadis, Karmis, and wayward non-devotees. Why Prabhupada saying that more or less we are all Mayavadis? Why Prabhupada used to speak that way, that we are all Mayavadis? Why? Because what is the basic thing of Mayavad? What is the basic thing of Mayavad? In Mayavad, what do you mean by Mayavad? What is the basic thing? The basic thing of Mayavad is that they cannot believe Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan and Supreme Lord. Their eternal existence they cannot believe. They cannot believe their eternal existence. That's why they are Mayavad. The basic objectives of Mayavad is that they cannot believe Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan, their eternal existence. They never So, we know from Mundaka Shruti, Avidyayam Bahudha Vartamana, you can remember. You can remember the slok from Mundaka Shruti, you can remember. It is written there. Avidyayam Bahuda Vartamana Bayam Kitartha Ityabhimannanti Balaha Yat Karmino no Pravadanti Ragat Tena Turaha Kshino Lokaha Kshino Lokas Aschavante. Ignorant persons being themselves in the midst of manifold avidya, maya, they think that we have already achieved the goal that we expected. We are already successful. They think that way. Thus, those who are expressing false ego without any proper background, they are making problem for themselves. Actually, they are workers, karmis. They have no proper knowledge about the absolute truth. With extreme solitude, they gain little as a result of their activities. So ultimately, they fall down from their position into a very poor situation. Also, we can see from Mundaka Shruti that avidyayamantari vartamana swayam dhiraha panditamannamanaha janyangamanaha parishanti mura anhen naimo niyamana yathantha. Those who, remaining in the midst of ignorance, consider themselves to be conscious, but to be conscientious and enlightened, they think such perverted and ignorant men ultimately meet with extremely miserable condition. Just like a blind when guided by another blind. What can be the situation? Andha yathandvairupanyamanam teyo kisuchadanta murudan nivadya. Srila Prahlad Maharaj in 7th canto, Srimad Bhagavad Gita Mahapuran, speaking this way. Srila Prabhupada used to speak that just as a good physician, doctor never allows unwanted food to a patient who always expecting that kind of unprescribed items to eat. Similarly, similar way, he who himself aware of Nishreyasa. Similarly, he who himself aware of Nishreyasa, the highest good, never advises an ignorant person to do karma work because there is no solution. This is the fact that with the manifestation of the unique Acharyaship of Paramahansa Jagat Guru Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur Prabhupada, all other so-called Acharyaship were proved to be failure, false. What is the vital system? What is the vital symptom of an Acharya? What is the vital system of preaching? What is the vital symptom of an Acharya? That is the main question in front of us. Most of the people putting the same question, that how to realize who is genuine and who is false. It is true that for common people it is quite impossible to understand this point. Common people cannot understand, but still, if at all they are sincere enough, to get the exact information about their absolute truth, in that case, they can surely get some divine help. Surely they can get divine help. In my life, it was also successful, tested. They can get some divine help. So actually, those who are really sincere, they can surely get divine help. It is tested in my own life also. That is why often Srila Prabhupada used to say that if I seek the path leading to the ultimate good, absolute truth, then I must ignore the countless voices of popular wisdom and listen only to that of the realized soul. Who is sadhu? Who is Vaishnava? In the answer to this question, one question was there, who is sadhu? Who is Vaishnava? Who is sadhu? In the answer of this question, Srila Prabhupada told that he who is always busy to do something for Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan, Nam, Dham, surely he is sadhu, he is Vaishnava. He who is always busy to do something for Guru, Vaishnava, Bhagavan, Nam, Dham, etc., surely he is sadhu. Be sure that he is sadhu. The vital symptom of an Acharya is his direct engagement, direct realization power, his direct engagement in Vaikuntha Seva, all the 24 hours. The vital symptom of an Acharya is his direct feeling, his direct engagement in Vaikuntha Seva, all the 24 hours. A genuine sadhu guru can inculcate the direct feeling of Vaikuntha Seva, Bhava. A genuine sadhu guru can inculcate the direct feeling of Vaikuntha Seva, Bhava into the heart of a genuine Shishya, disciple. That is the success of a Sadguru. What Sadguru doing? All his devotional activities can put some influence into the heart of a genuine disciple. That is the main question. So from Vayu Purana, you can remember, sometime I am discussing this point. Achi noti yasvastvartham swayam acharya sthapeti yopi swayam acharti yasmad acharyastena kirtita. Who is successful to influence devotee, successful to influence disciple or the follower to do seva same way as he is doing. Same way. That is the success of a Sadguru. Srila Prabhupada was 100% successful. Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur was 100% successful in his mission of Sri Chaitanya Bani Prachar with Acharan, preaching with Acharan. Srila Prabhupada was 100% successful in his mission of Sri Chaitanya Bani Prachar with Acharan. From Vayu Puran, I already told, from Vayu Puran we can quote a very important sloka which can prove the exact scientific tattva, of genuine successful Acharya. I just told you. Achi noti yasvastvartham swayam acharya sapati yopi. Achi noti yasvastvartham swayam acharya sapati yopi swayam acharati yasmat acharyastena kirtita. Some are in favor of Achar, perfect Acharan. Some are in favor of Achar. On the other hand, some others, they are in favor of Prachar, preaching. But as per the exact Siddhanta Vichar of this Vayu Puran, Achar and Vichar both essential. As per the exact Siddhanta Vichar of this Vayu Puran sloka, or as per the exact Siddhanta Vichar of Srila Sanatana Goswami Pad in front of the Namacharya Haridas Thakur, they discussing among themselves, Haridas Thakur and Srila Sanatana Goswami. So Sanatana Goswami is speaking in front of Namacharya Haridas Thakur that you are successful because you have both Achar and Acharan. And also you are a great teacher because you are Namacharya. So Sanatana Goswami is speaking, he is successful who is doing both like you. I am speaking to Namacharya Haridas Thakur. He is successful who is doing both Achar and Prachar like you. You are Namacharya, topmost associate of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Nam is above all. You are actually Acharya of Harinam Prabhu. Also, Srila Prabhupada used to speak that preaching without the exact support of Acharan, Prabhupada used to speak, Prana Sejar Sehitu Puchar. If there is no submission, no inclination, no kripa, Sadhguru Vaishnava kripa, what preaching he can do? Because the basic thing of preaching written there in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that Krishna Shakti Bina Nahi Bhakti Pavartan. Krishna Shakti Bina Nahi Bhakti Pavartan. To install bhakti, for preaching, You will have to get full kripa, Bhagavad kripa, Guru Vaishnava kripa. Otherwise you cannot go for preaching. That's why it is written in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna Shakti Bina Nahe Bhakti Pravartan. To install bhakti inside others, one has to follow some rules and regulations, proper. Achara and acharan. So Prabhupada used to speak preaching without the exact support of acharan is simply a part of karma. Is simply a part of karma. So many things Prabhupada used to speak. Vaishnav K, who is Vaishnav, is writing Prabhupada speaking, Prana Sijar Sehetu Pachar. If there is life, what do you mean by life? Life means Saranagati. Bhaktivinoda was speaking, Sikhai Saranagati Bhaktir Pran. If there is at all life, then the question of preaching can come. Then what kind of preaching you can do? Gurudev used to speak. What preaching? Do bhajan. So, this is really very, very dangerous, So, preaching without the exact support of acharan is simply a part of karma. Is really very, very dangerous because this can yield a negative result. Because this kind of preaching can simply yield negative results to destroy the whole world. Surely very, very dangerous. The result, the consequence is very bad because this is very, very dangerous to yield negative results. And it can destroy, this kind of preaching can destroy the whole world gradually. Srila Prabhupada used to speak that until and unless 100% Saranagati is not there, until and unless 100% Saranagati is not there, until and unless 100% Saranagati is not there, in that case, it is not possible for anyone to speak about that absolute truth. Always try to remember this fact. To speak about that absolute truth, to speak about that absolute truth, absolute way, one has to climb that absolute platform, which is really impossible at present. That is why Srila Prabhupada used to speak that a flattering personality can never become a preaching personality. Srila Prabhupada used to speak that at present the duty of an Acharya has become the duty of prostitution. Srila Prabhupada used to speak that at present the duty of an Acharya has become the duty of prostitution. They are going to give initiation to those prostitutes. Also, first Prabhupada speaking, they are going to serve, they are going to give service to their disciple. Those Acharya, at present the duty of an Acharya has become the duty of prostitution. Because they are going to give service. They are going to give service to their disciple. They are going to satisfy their disciple, so-called disciple. They are going to give initiation to those prostitutes. That is the big problem at present. So half-truth is not truth. Half-truth is more dangerous than lie. The unparalleled and unbeaten personality of Srila Prabhupada was so exclusive and remarkable that those big pundits and many important personalities, they were bound to bow down in front of Srila Prabhupada. You can remember Sri Madan Mohan Malabhya, the great Pandit and a big social reformer who was the pioneer personality behind the establishment of Benares Hindu University. He was bound to speak that never before today my head was bound to bend down in front of anybody. But as soon as I came in front of this gigantic personality, I mean the great Vaishnava, Prabhupada, automatically I was bound to bow down in front of him, in front of his lotus feet. He is not an ordinary Acharya. Srila Prabhupada is not an ordinary Acharya. He is the eternal Gaura Parsad. Also, he identified himself as Varsavanavi Dvaita Das. Siddhaita Das, Kirtanate Das. This you can remember. Also, you can remember when Prabhupada told, Seduti Katha Bhulana Sarvada Karo Uchchasware Harinam Rob. What Prabhupada wanted to speak? Seduti Katha Bhulana Sarvada. These two things. These two advice. You should not forget. What is that? Two advice to this. What is that? Seduti Katha Bhulana Sarvada Karo Uchchasware Harinam Rob. Writing in his right, who is Vaishnava? Vaishnava, K Vaishnava. Seduti Katha means, I already answered many times, Tumi to amar, ami to tomar, kikaj aparadhani. Oh Prabhu, I am yours and you are mine. So what I can do with other properties? This is called Niskinchan Bhav. This is called Niskinchan Bhav. Bhagavan Sri Krishna also speaking, I am Niskinchan, in front of Lakshmi Devi. Aham Niskinchana Janair Priyam. I am Niskinchan. And those Niskinchan people, they love me. What do you mean? What do you mean, Prabhu? Actually, what Prabhu want to speak? Actually, the lotus feet of Radharani is the only property of Krishna. That's why Bhagavan Sri Krishna is topmost in Niskinchan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Niskinchan. Also, we know his Manjari Sarup. Also, we know his Manjari Sarup as Nayan Mani Manjari. You can remember. Somehow, indirectly, Prabhupada wanted to write in his letter his own identity. This way we know, not directly. Prabhupada was bound to write a letter to Kunjada. In this letter, Prabhupada identified himself as Nayan Mani Manjari, not directly, indirect way. I already published the letter in some books and magazines. The eyeball of Srimati Radharani is called Nayan Mani Manjari. What do you mean by Nayan Mani Manjari? The eyeball of Srimati Radharani. Without eyeball, one cannot see, you know. So is the case with Srimati Radharani. She always feel blind without Nayan Mani Manjari. So much love and affection, so much tremendous love and affection, Srimati Radharani reserved so much exclusive love and affection Radharani reserved for her. That is the main spectacular thing. The topmost effort to satisfy Supreme Lord wholeheartedly with the help of all sense organs and mind is called genuine bhakti. The topmost effort to satisfy Supreme Lord wholeheartedly with the help of all sense organs and mind is called genuine bhakti. Non-stop, unending, spontaneous, natural seva with the help of all sense organs and mind is called Uttama Bhakti. Remember, our non-stop, unending, spontaneous, natural seva with the help of all sense organs and mind is called Uttama Bhakti. Only and only in Brajavasis this kind of response can be seen. Only and only in Brajavasis this kind of response can be seen. Especially this kind of seva mood can attain the excellent platform of Parakya Madhura Rasa with Brajagopika. In the whole world, nowhere else, only in Brajadam it is available. Brajo vina annatra nahi kaya prakash. In Chaitanya Charitamrita it is only the, you can see inside Brajadam. So this kind of non-stop seva mood was seen in him, in Prabhupada. Non-stop seva mood. Exact Vairagya Vidya, to the point, exact Vairagya Vidya was seen totally reflected in his Jivan Lila. Exact Vairagya Vidya was seen totally reflected in his Jivan Lila, in the life of Srila Prabhupada, in the devotional life of Srila Prabhupada. Often he used to quote the following two slokas from Rasamrita Sindhu under the total guidance of Sri Rupa Goswami, Rupa Manjari, Rupa Goswami Pad, the writer of the book, Rasamrita Sindhu, to prove that the highest mood of seva through Yukta Vairagya, the highest mode of seva is only possible through Yukta Vairagya. Prabhupada wanted to project these two slokas from Rasamrita Sindhu. Also on those days, actually, so Srila Prabhupada used to print these two slokas in the first cover page of Gauriya Patrika. While the two slokas, Prapanchi Kataya Buddhya Hari Sambandhi Vastinaha Mokshuvi Parityago Vairagyam Phalgu Uchate. Prapanchi Kataya Buddhya Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha Mokshuvi Parityago Vairagyam Phalgu Uchate. Prabhupada wanted to explain it very easily. Krishna sebai jaha hoy anukul vishay boliya taha tagi hoy bhul. If you can apply something in Krishna seva, you should not throw it away with a mood that is material thing. Krishna sebai jaha anukul বিষয় বলিয়া তাহা ত্যাগী হয় ভুল. It is a great mistake on your part. Why you are going to throw this and that? Why you want to prove that you are in Renaissance order? Why you want to project you that I am topmost Vairagya Ban? Don't do that. All proper adjustment. How to utilize each and everything. For Krishna Seva, this technique was totally expressed in the life of Prabhupada. Common people cannot understand this point. Very, very intricate, very secret points. That's why those Gauriyas, those were actual Gauriyas, they always try to utilize each and everything in Krishna Seva, for Krishna Seva. They are not going to use anything for their own selfish end. La Puja Patishtha also, Vaishnavi Patishtha, Tate Karanishta, Tahana Kolile Lovivarourav. For Gauriya devotees, it is also remarkable that any kind of Patishtha coming in the life of Gauriya Vaishnava, this kind of Patishtha not going to contaminate their heart, because they are not going to accept even a drop of that kind of Pratishtha. They are going to pass away any amount of Pratishtha that you are going to confer, give them. They are going to pass away to Gurudev, and his Gurudev giving to his Gurudev. This ultimately can go up to the lotus feet of Balaji Maharaj or Srimati Radharani ultimately. Sakshara up to all this. So, prapanchikataya buddhya hari sambandhivasyanah mumukshuvihi parityago vairagyam phalgu uchyate. Besides Krishna sevay jaha hoy anukul vishay boliya taha tyagi hoy bhul. Another slok Prabhupada often used to speak, anasaktasya visayano yatharho mupayunyataha nirvinyaha Krishna sambandhi yuktam vairagyam uchyate. What kind of vairagya expressed in the life of Gauriya devotees is called Yukta Vairagya. Non-nirvinno nati sakya. Very often I used to speak this sloka, non-nirvinno nati sakta bhakti yoga asva siddhira. When you can get siddhi in bhakti, when you are not feeling any attraction or repulsion for anything or anybody. Anasakta suvisayano yatharho mupayunyata. All proper adjustment of all matters available in front of you. All for Krishna Seva. If you can relate it with, if you can relate each and everything with Krishna Seva, that is called Yukta Vairagya, all proper adjustment, scientific adjustment. Vairagya, some people want to show Vairagya. On the other hand, some, they are in favor of enjoyment, sensual enjoyment. Both are regretted. We are less interested about both Vairagya and sensual enjoyment. Srila Prabhupada used to speak that the total mystery of Gauriya Bhajan lying in these two slokas. Srila Prabhupada often used to speak that the total mystery of Gauriya Bhajan lying in these two slokas. Both Vairagya or a mode of sensual enjoyment, both are less important. Both are less important for us. We are always interested to seek the total satisfaction of Nandanandan Krishna, Sri Shyam Sundara. Srila Prabhupada often used to speak, some are in favor of public happiness, public interest, or public happiness, while some others are in favor of private happiness or interest. But we are neither in favor of public happiness nor we are in favor of private happiness. We are always in favor of Sri Krishna's complete happiness. That is called Gauriya Siddhanta, which is only available in Gauriya Mat, nowhere else. They cannot understand. The Prabhupada often used to speak that we Gauriyas always have some speciality, or we must have some speciality. Now, what kind of speciality Prabhupada want to mean? I mean speciality regarding Siddhanta and speciality regarding Seva. That is the speciality with Gauriya Mat. Only Gauriya Mat you can get guidance from Gauriya Mat, because Prabhupada repeatedly told Gauriya Mat is the only pathway to Godhead. With great emphasis, Prabhupada used to speak this word. Especially regarding Siddhanta and speciality regarding Siddhanta and speciality regarding Seva. Prabhupada wanted to speak. The speciality regarding Siddhanta, speciality regarding Seva of Gauriya Mat. We Saraswat Gauriya Sampradaya, under the Acharyaship of Srila Prabhupada, always like to follow this procedure. See, Gauriya Mat is a unique place where each and every penny collected through Madhukuri Bhiksha is used for the entire satisfaction of Seva of Sri Radha Govinda Gaura Hari. Prabhupada used to proclaim, Srila Prabhupada always used to follow this procedure. See, Gauriya Mat is a unique place where each and every penny collected through Madhukuri Bhiksha is used for the entire satisfaction of Sri Radha Govinda Gaura Hari. Prabhupada used to speak this way. The kind of excellency of Seva, the kind of excellency of Seva done here in Gauriya Mat, already shown by Srila Rupa Goswami Pad. Divyat Dindaranno Kalpadramada Simat Naga Singha Samasto Sri Radha Srila Govinda Deva Prashtalivi Sebbamanu Smaran. This kind of seva is only done inside Gauriya Mat. People with envious attitude speaking, why there is so much affluences in Gauriya Mat? They don't understand that Gauriya Mat want to serve Radha Govinda Gauri with the smooth of Rupa Goswami Pad, Rupa Manjari. No kind of compromise, no amount of compromise can be allowed in the way of Raga Bhakti. Always remember, no compromise can be made, no amount of compromise can be allowed in the way of Raga Bhakti, pure Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti, one-pointed devotion. Seva, when can be found in the form of analytical vichara. Seva, when can be found in the form of analytical vichara, Siddhanta, then it is called Siddhanta. This can be expressed through language and bhava. Seva, when can be found in the written form, with analytical vichar, then it can be called Siddhanta. But when Siddhanta Vichar can be found in applied form, then this is called Seva. When Siddhanta Vichar we can find in applied form, then this is called Seva. So Seva and Siddhanta non-different from each other. As per the most merciful incarnation of Gaura Shakti, as per the most merciful incarnation of Gaura Shakti, Srila Prabhupada, each and every member of Gauriya Math must be ready to shed gallons of blood for the emancipation of those bonded souls of this society. Each and every member of Gauriya Math must be ready to shed gallons of blood for the emancipation of those bonded souls of this society. Prabhupada used to speak this way. Even then there is no guarantee. Because if they are going to violate you, if they are going to violate Gauriya Math, if they want to ignore Gauriya Math, if they want to start a new mission in the name of preaching, then we have nothing to do. They can simply destroy themselves. Because Prabhupada already told many times that Gauriya Math is the only way, pathway to Godhead. To arrest the current perverted tide of this fanatic world is the seemingly unpleasant duty of Gauriya Math. This was the exclusive mood of Prabhupada. He used to speak that way. Once Saradendu Rai, one important personality, once Saradendu Rai, one very important personality, proclaimed in front of Prabhupada, that the big achievement of Gauriya Mission, proclaimed about the big achievement of Gauriya Mission. Because by then, 50 different centers of Gauriya Mission were already established within a short period of time all over the world. That's why Saradendu Roy wanted to speak that way. The Prabhupada, your mission is very successful. Within a very short period of time, you are successful to establish all 50 different kinds of branches of Gauriya Math all over the world. Srila Prabhupada replied very hard. Prabhupada replied in a very enthusiastic way. What do you mean? What do you like to say? You don't know. I wanted to establish Gauriya Math inside the heart of each and everybody. You are speaking about 50 Math? I wanted to establish Gauriya Math inside the heart of each and everybody. So you are speaking about 50 branches of Gauriya Math? If I could get 50 living Gauriya Math, I mean sannyasi brahmacharis, those who are the representative of Gauriya Math. When an actual Gauriya devotee, when a genuine Gauriya devotee appear anywhere, then Gauriya Math automatically appears there. Prabhupada wanted to speak that I wanted to get 50 living Gauriya Math, living Mridanga. I can discuss this point after. I wanted to get 50 living Gauriya Math, living Mridanga. It's more, important. So Prabhupada saying, I wanted to establish Gauriya Math inside the heart of each and everybody. You are speaking about only 50 months, 50 Gauriya Maths. Really, it was the tireless effort on the part of Srila Prabhupada. Really. It was the tireless effort on the part of Srila Prabhupada to put massive energy to save bonded souls. Always and every time. It was the desire of Prabhupada. It was the plan of Prabhupada how to save people from danger, how to save people from bondage. Not only books and magazine publication, not only Vani Seva, not only books and magazine publication, not only publication, not only book and magazine publication was done massive way. In all different languages like English, Bengali, Oriya, Assamese, Hindi, in all different languages. Not only book and magazine publication seva, but also different kinds of exhibition and shows were organized all over India to save common people from danger, to save common people from bondage. Together with that, a great effort was done. A great effort was done to preach the flawless, pure teachings of Sriman Mahaprabhu throughout the world the best possible way. Now we can understand the restless effort of Srila Prabhupada. Such Acharyaship is really rare, who wanted to utilize each and every fraction of second for the seva of Guru Gauranga, who has his standing order, because Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so such Acharyaship is really rare, who wanted to utilize each and every fraction of second for the seva of Gauranga Deva, who has his standing order. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already giving standing order to preach his name and glories all over the world, each and every village and town. Prithivite achi yato nagaradi gram sarvatra prachar hoibe mor naam. That was the standing instruction of Sriman Mahaprabhu. So while doing non-stop Harinam Japa, Srila Prabhupada was habituated to give dictation of different books and magazines in different languages to different responsible devotees, sevak. Not only that, but also we have direct evidence, documents about how Srila Prabhupada was explaining the first sloka of Srimad Bhagavatam, Janma Rasu Yatanmayad Itarashcharta Savigya Saratati sloka. He was explaining at Dhaka, Julanbari, throughout the Kartik month. Together with that, he was doing non-stop Harinam Japa. Inconceivable, we cannot imagine. Even in dream, it is impossible for us to understand. By the absolute preaching of Gauriya Math, those Sahajya were in great trouble to lose their own status and position. By the absolute preaching, by the tireless effort of Gauriya Math devotees, by the absolute preaching of Gauriya mission, those Sahajiyas were in great trouble to lose their own status and position. So they wanted to take revenge. So they wanted to take revenge jointly against Gauriya mission. They wanted to stop the preaching program of Gauriya Math with a critical strategy to stop any kind of help, including bhiksha or accommodation, etc. They wanted to stop any kind of help. Ultimately, this become quite impossible for the preaching party, Gauriya mission, preaching party of Gauriya Math, to continue with their preaching mission. It is quite impossible. So Srila Prabhupada was informed accordingly. So Srila Prabhupada was informed about the situation created by some miscreants, Sahajiyas. But Srila Prabhupada was so confident about the Kripa of Gauranga Deva that he took it very easily as a testing of Prabhu. Prabhupada was informed about the situation created there. But Srila Prabhupada was so confident about the Kripa of Sri Gauranga Deva that he took it very easily as a testing of Mahaprabhu. So he was bound to give a strong instruction to the preaching party to continue with the preaching mission of Sri Gauranga Deva as it is, non-stop. Even without any Madhukuri Viksha, they should continue their preaching. Srila Prabhupada told that who is going to stop you taking water from Bhuri Ganga to drink? Srila Prabhupada told very strictly that who is going to stop your taking water from Bhuri Ganga to drink? Why not you drink water from Bhuri Ganga and go on speaking Hari Bol? Go on preaching. Go on speaking Hari Katha. Go on doing Kirtan. Let me see my Gauranga Devi is there or not. Strange, really strange. Within a short period of time, all common people went against those demonic group. All common people went against those demonic group. They all started giving Bhiksha, Madhukari Bhiksha and help to the Gauriya mission preaching party. And they all started hearing Harikatha massive way, violating those Sahajiyas, their order and instruction. Also, another such demonic action or operation was done on Gauriya Math, Parikrama Party, at the time of Gaura Mandal, Gaura Dham Parikrama. You can remember, just before Gaur Purnima at Poramatala, the incident happened. You already know, I think. Those Sahajya, those demons, they started throwing bricks and stones on Parikrama Party mercilessly. Especially Their special target was to kill Srila Prabhupada. Special target was to kill Srila Prabhupada. But ultimately, Srila Prabhupada was safely protected by Sri Gauranga Deva. The dangerous news came in all different newspapers. It was published in different news media. Some devotees, they wanted to file a case against them. But Srila Prabhupada told, why you want to file case against them? Prabhupada told that you don't know. In negative way, they have done a great preaching. In negative way, they have done, unknowingly, they have done a great preaching. Negative way, they have done a great preaching of Gauriya Math, which costing thousands of rupees. So we should not file a case against them. Actually, you can remember, I already discussed this Siddhanta. So what is called Vaikuntha Darshan? Actually, to see everything properly, actually to see everything positive way is called Vaikuntha Darshan. It's called Vaikuntha Darshan, to think, to see everything favorable. This is the excellent Siddhanta Vichar of Srila Prabhupada. All news media started criticism against those demonic character of those Sahajiyas. News came in almost all different newspapers, and also it was broadcasted through radio station, radio news, that almost 500 years back, Jagai Madai broke the hate of Sriman Nityananda Prabhu, and the same reputation and the reputation of that kind of erroneous activity, dangerous activity, seen now in Navadip Paramatala. When those demons, the Sahaja, they wanted to attack Gauriya Math and their devotees. All the members of Gauriya Math, Prabhupada used to say that each and every, or Prabhupada used to say, all the members of Gauriya Math must be ready to sacrifice their life in the Sankirtan Yajnagni installed at Srivas Angyan by the Sankirtan Pita Sriman Mahaprabhu Gauranga Deva 500 years ago. So Srila Prabhupada used to say, all the members of Gauriya Math, they must be ready to sacrifice their life in the Sankirtan Yajnagni, Sankirtan fire, Yajnagni installed at Srivas Angyan by the Sankirtan Pita Sriman Mahaprabhu Gauranga Deva 500 years ago. It is our main duty as a member of Gauriya Math to put more and more fuel, ghee. Ghee means here the efforts to do non-stop Sankirtan. So try to understand. It is our main duty as a member of Gauriya Math to put more and more fuel. Fuel means ghee. What do you mean by ghee? Ghee means effort to do non-stop Sankirtan on our part. So it is our main duty as a member of Gauriya Math to do more and more to put more and more fuel in the glowing fire of Sankirtan Jagya for excellent Siddhanta. Srila Prabhupada often used to speak about the Sankirtan Medha and Grihastha Medha. Srila Prabhupada often used to speak about Sankirtan Medha and Griha Medha. Griha Medha, material mood, if found Griha Medha or material mood, if found in sannyasi, brahmachari, is really very, very dangerous, which can contaminate the whole weather of Gaudiya society, which can contaminate the whole weather of the whole Gaudiya mission society. Sankirtan Medha is sin. Sankirtan Medha is sin in increasing moods. Sankirtan Medha is sin in increasing mood in anybody, then it is very, very good symptom. Because non-stop Sankirtan Medha can give perfect siddhi, bhakti siddhi in our life. Even at the last stage of life, non-stop speech was prohibited for Prabhupada. Even at the last stage of life, non-stop speech was prohibited for Prabhupada. But he cannot stop Harinam Sankirtan, Harikatha. He used to speak like Sriman Mahaprabhu, that Harikatha, Kirtan is my life. If I stop Harikatha Kirtan, then I cannot live anymore. To keep me fresh and healthy, you must allow me to do Harikatha Kirtan. The unique Acharyaship of Srila Prabhupada is beyond any material limit and conception. Really inconceivable. Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan can reserve the right of not being exposed to our material sense organs. We should remember that Transcendental Guru Vaishnava Bhagavan can reserve the right of not being exposed to our material sense organs, because they are all self-effulgent objectives. Srila Prabhupada used to say that I can come down to any level for the actual preaching of Sri Chaitanya Vani. So, naturally, any action, any Siddhanta of Srila Prabhupada was really a matter of contradiction to everybody, especially those who are not inclined to him from her. What Prabhupada meant to say is really impossible to understand. But those who are fully surrendered soul unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada, they can understand all the mystery. One or two examples can clarify this point. One or two examples can clarify this point. I'd like to discuss some point. When a serious message about the health condition of Binod Prabhu, when one day when a message, serious message about the critical health condition of the mother of Binod Prabhu came to Srila Prabhupada, then he was bound to hand over the message to Vinod Prabhu directly with a piece of advice to go home immediately to see mother for the last time. But really it is strange. Whole day gone, during evening arati time, Srila Prabhupada was surprised to see Vinod Prabhu not going home. After arati, being asked by Prabhupada, he replied, "Look, Prabhupada, you are my father, you are my mother, you are my eternal friend, etc. You are my guru, you are my all. Who is my mother? Who is my father? Who is my mother? You want to test me, my submission, Prabhupada? You want to test me, my submission?" Vinoda started crying, speaking this way. Really so. Srila Prabhupada can never approve going to home. Really so. Srila Prabhupada can never approve anybody to go to home from heart. But that was just an external courtesy to speak that way. Who can understand the heart of Srila Prabhupada except Vinod Prabhu, who is 100% Saranagata unto the lotus feet of Srila Prabhupada? So, Vinoda could realize very easily. Prabhupada is not speaking from heart to me to go to home. Only it is one courtesy, one kind of courtesy. Another incident I would like to speak. Another incident is very matching reference here. Srila Vinod Prabhu Keshav Maharaj, speaking about his past life history, when he was at home. That was the first time when he got the chance to attend the direct speech Harikatha of Srila Prabhupada at his native village. So he was very happy. He was bound to attend the speech. Now speech going on. Suddenly, Srila Prabhupada speaking something which is revolting. So speech going on, suddenly Vinoda heard the heartbreaking Siddhanta Vichar, revolting Vichar from Srila Prabhupada. He started expressing doubt on this point. Let us understand what was that point. Srila Prabhupada told that to protect a very small interest, even to protect a very small interest of Bhagavan and Guru Vaishnava, I can sacrifice the whole world. This is really revolting. A heartbreaking news, Siddhanta. But this is 100% perfect Siddhanta, which was impossible for him to understand for that time, immediately. He couldn't understand it immediately. He was thinking, how is possible? Prabhupada is Vaishnava, how he can speak that way? Then he went on thinking on this point over and again, seeking the Kripa of Prabhupada. Suddenly, by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he could realize this secret point, secret Siddhanta. Suddenly he could realize the secrecy behind this Siddhanta. Negative integer, however great it may be, but still it cannot have any value. It cannot have any value. Whereas any positive integer, however small it may be, surely it has some value. So this whole world, material world, is the negative world, just the perverted reflection of the transcendental Vaikuntha Jagat. So this has got no value at all. Whereas any small interest relating to that transcendental Vaikuntha Jagat surely has a great value. Surely has a great value. Because even a dust particle of Goloka Vrindavan is more and more valuable than the whole material world. Because the transcendental world, Vaikuntha Jagat, is positive world. That is why you can remember Brahmaji Maharaj praying in front of Krishna, also Uddhavji Maharaj also praying in front of, Krishna. We want to become lucky. We want to become lucky to get a dust particle from the lotus feet of those gopikas. Or we want to get even one dust particle from Vrindavan on our head. We want to get. Asa moho charanarenu jusa maham sam Vrindavane kimapi gulmalatao sadinam yadustajya sajjanamadya patancha hitva deju mukunda padavin Sutivindinika. This is the prayer of Sri Uddhavji Maharaj, ultimate prayer. The most outstanding and surprising fact with the matchless and unique Acharyaship of Sri Prabhupada is that those who are kapat, anyhow, they cannot come in front of him. That is a magic spell. They always still fear. So often Prabhupada used to speak, those who are kapat, they cannot stay for a long time in Aprakita Gauriya Sankirtan Sadan. They cannot maintain their kapat bhav. Shortly they can expose. Shortly we can understand their dirty heart. That's why they are against Prabhupada and Gauriya Math and Gauriya Mission. About Srimad Bhagavatam, we know that this is Nisreyaso. We know from Bhagavatam, Nirasto Kuhakam. From Bhagavatam we know, first canto we know, Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. Nirasta Kuhakam. About Srimad Bhagavatam, we know from Srimad Bhagavatam, first chapter, we know this sloka. Nirasta Kuhakam Satyam Param Dhimahi. So Nirasta Kuhakam, what do you mean? When a false Gyan, Karma, or any or Gyan, Karma, or Annavilas, etc., cannot stand in front of Srimad Bhagavatam. Because Srimad Bhagavatam is just equal to Srimad Bhagavan Sri Krishna. Bhagavan Sri Krishna is equal to Sakshat Krishna eva hi. So, nirasta kuhakam. So, false jnana, karma, annabilas, etc. cannot stand in front of Srimad Bhagavatam. Similarly, Kapat Baba, shown by anybody, cannot stand in front of him, in front of Prabhupada. For the exclusive secret Vani Seva of Sisi Guru Gauranga, for the exclusive secret Vani Seva of Gauranga Deva, he was bound to arrange Brihad Mridanga Seva, massive way. At the same time, he used to send those living Mridanga, sannyasis and brahmacharis, those living Mridanga personalities at the different corners of the world to preach the exact teachings of Srimad Mahaprabhu, perfect way. That was the first implementation. That was the first, for your kind information, that was the first implementation of the open order given by Srimad Mahaprabhu on Gauriya Sampradaya. That was the open order given by Srimad Mahaprabhu on Gauriya Sampradaya to go on preaching about the name and fame of Sri Gauranga Mahaprabhu. He is saying, each and everywhere in the world, my name and fame should be preached. Go on preaching my name and glories all over the world, every village and country. From Chaitanya Charitamrita, you can get evidence. Actual Gauriya preaching was done that time. Remember, don't forget that actual Gauriya preaching was done at that time. Though that preaching was done in high level, not in common mass level, but that was the actual preaching. The actual Gauriya preaching that time was done at that time in high level, very, very high level, educated level. Though not in common level, it was not preached that time, but common level preaching was done in India. Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur was the first spiritual personality on behalf of Gauriya Sampradaya who started actual and exact preaching of Chaitanya Vani, the teachings of Srimad Mahaprabhu, in different languages, especially in front of foreign people. Now today we are going to deserve some credit for foreign preaching. But actually preaching was done by Sri Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Prabhupada, all our Guru Varga, Param Bhakti Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Hridaya Bhamudev Goswami Maharaj, Bhakti Saranga Goswami Maharaj, Apragita Prabhu, all actually massive way preaching was done. A great impact was there. So by the mercy of Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Thakur, preaching going on. Some people in the name of Gauriya member, they are doing some wrong activities. We are not responsible for that. They are not actually a Gauriya member. No symptom is there. So Srila Prabhupada never wanted to identify himself. Srila Prabhupada never wanted to identify himself as the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. Srila Prabhupada never identified himself. Srila Prabhupada never wanted to identify himself as the son of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. On the contrary, he used to see the excellent beauty of Srimati Radharani in him. He used to see the excellent beauty of Srimati Radharani in him. That was the actual darshan of Srila Prabhupada. Also, Srila Sachidananda Bhaktivinoda Thakur never wanted to identify himself as the father of Bimala Prasad Saraswati. On the contrary, he used to say that Saraswati Krishna Priya Krishna Bhakti Jahar Hiya Vinodero Saincha Vaibhav. Saraswati Krishna Priya Krishna Bhakti Jahar Hiya Vinodero Saincha Vaibhav. We must discuss this, sloka, I think. Some foolish people, so-called devotees, they are always making wrong siddhanta. Some of them speaking like foolish, that out of strong love and affection for Father Bhaktivinoda Thakur, Srila Prabhupada was bound to keep the name of deities at different Gauyamas as Radha, Vinodpran, Radha, Vinodananda, Radha, Vinod Vihari, etc. Srila Prabhupada was very sorry to hear that kind of foolish remark from foolish people. That was the specialty of Srila Prabhupada, to engage right man, right person, right man in right seva. Srila Prabhupada was so powerful that at first glance, first sight, he could identify the heart of any newcomer. There is no seva if there is no seva vritti, seva bhava, if there is no seva bhava, seva vritti, sin in anybody, newcomer, if there is no seva vritti or seva bhava, sin in anybody, any newcomer, then Srila Prabhupada used to cover himself so that they cannot get the real identity of Srila Prabhupada. That was the specialty of Srila Prabhupada. That was the specialty of Srila Prabhupada. That was the specialty. Srila Prabhupada could realize very easily to identify them, those who are having genuine love for him. Strong affinity unto the lotus feet of Guru Vaishnava is the topmost secrecy of Hari Bhajan. Balavan adaru yasu nasad guru padam mujhe srutoir api sastrair Krishna bhakti najayati. Many times I discussed this sloka by Srinivasa Thakur. One day, Srila Prabhupada heard some sannyasi sevak passing very bad remark about another genuine sevak who was externally exhibiting himself as most unsmart fellow. Exhibiting himself as the most unsmart fellow. He never going outside for preaching. Whereas the sannyasi think himself as a great important personality inside Gauyamat because he used to go for preaching as an active preacher. When Prabhupada heard something bad remark about that nice bhakta, seva, who is staying inside Gauyamat, doing seva from heart, then that day Srila Prabhupada was very, very angry, like a lion personality, to protest against that sannyasi. Srila Prabhupada started speaking, "Who are you to pass that kind of remark about him? I know who is doing what. I know who is doing what. You need not clarify. Though externally we can think that the sevak was not so important, but still, why Srila Prabhupada used to love him so much? Why time to time Srila Prabhupada used to ask about the whereabouts of the sevak? Where the sevak gone? Why I cannot see him? He used to speak that way. Really, it is strange, a mystery. But the secrecy Siddhanta is there. Sadguru, Jagadguru can realize very easily who is genuine sevak and who is not. Who has strong love for me, Sadguru can realize very easily. Once, when Srila Prabhupada went to Puri, Purushottam Khetra, Purushottam Gaudiya Math, there, while entering the Math, Prabhupada watching so many external renovation and material development. While entering the Math, Srila Prabhupada watching so many external renovation and developments there, but without speaking anything, without passing any remark, Srila Prabhupada went inside his room. Later on, before coming back from the temple, Srila Prabhupada wanted to meet the temple commander, temple in church, Math in church, to advise him something very important. What was that important advice? Srila Prabhupada wanted to transfer him to Assam Gaudiya Math. Everybody was shocked. Everybody was surprised to see the decision of Srila Prabhupada. Actually, we are always busy with external development. But Srila Prabhupada is always busy with our spiritual development. Prabhupada could realize that the temple commander growing some material affinity for this Pratishtha. So for his actual benefit, Srila Prabhupada wanted to transfer him to from Purushottam Dham to Assam Gaudiya Math. In Puri also, long ago, that time Prabhupada was Vimala Prasad Saraswati, that time I am speaking. Another incident, how envious people are against Gaudiya Math mission. Bhaktivinoda Thakur told those who are against Gaudiya Math mission, they're actually a spy of Kali. They are spy of Kali, actually. They are not actually devotees. So long ago, I am speaking about some incident. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was doing bhajan in Purushottam Dham, Nilachal Dham. They are just near Haridas Thakur Samadhi Mandir, doing Hari Bhajan and speaking Hari Katha in the evening time. So many people coming to attend the Hari Katha of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur. One day Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaking, Prabhupada was also there, Vimala Prasad Saraswati. One day Bhaktivinoda Thakur speaking, Prabhu, you will have to speak Hari Katha for some days because I am going to Calcutta for some seva. You will have to continue this seva. Okay. As per the order of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he started speaking Hari Katha. Bhaktivinoda Thakur gone. When Bhaktivinoda Thakur came back, Bhaktivinoda Thakur giving order to Vimala Prasad, Prabhu, you go on speaking. Though I am here, still you go on speaking. I can also speak after some days. Actually, Bhaktivinoda Thakur wanted to see how exclusively Vimala Prasad explaining Chaitanya Charitamrita. He wanted to see. And also Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very surprised to see that the number of audience going down. Less people coming, a few people coming to attend, and the rest are gone, not coming. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very much interested to understand this point. Why? So after hearing the explanation, Siddhanta Vichara of Srila Vimala Prasad Saraswati Thakur, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very, very impressed. He was very, very impressed. He was so happy, so happy. Bhaktivinoda Thakur started speaking, my Prabhu, Vimala Prasad, today I can realize why people cannot hear your Harikatha. You are speaking about all absolute truth, absolute way. That's why those people, they are envious against you, Sahajiya, Babajis. They are very envious with you. They wanted to kill Prabhupada. They announced that if we can get Vimala Prasad outside, then we can kill him. Then ultimately Bhaktivinoda Thakur was very unhappy, very sorry. Srila Thakur was bound to give instruction to Vimala Prasad that you go to Brajapattan, in Mayapur Dham, Chandrasekharacharya Bhavan, Brajapattan there, and start Harinam Yajna. So, Srila Vimala Prasad Saraswati, by the order of Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, went to Brajapattan, Mayapur Dham, Navadvip Dham, there, Mayapur. At present it is Chaitanya Math, that is Nandanacharya Bhavan, Chandrasekharacharya Bhavan. He started, doing Harinam Sankirtan. Harinam Sankirtan. Satakoti Nam Yajna. 100 of crores of Harinam Yajna. He took vow. He doing Harinam whole day. Non-stop Harinam. Taking prasadam one time. Boiling himself and putting all, this prasadam on Chinmay Bhumi, ground, and taking like cows, go grass. And non-stop Harinam going on. This way, Srila Prabhupada started doing Harinam Yajna. And gradually, when Guru Harinam Yajna going very smoothly, one day Panchatattva came and speaking in front of him, "Oh Vimala Prasad, you must go for preaching. Harikatha, Harikirtan, all. You must go for preaching, Chaitanya Vani." So I was speaking, I am alone. I have no manpower, money power. How I can do preaching? How is possible for me to go for preaching? Panchatattva, together with all Guru Varga, blessing him. Well, we are all with you. You can do preaching very smooth way. We can help you all the time. No problem. All money, all, help you can get. Very shortly, all eminent personalities, they are coming to join you, your mission. Be sure about it. So no problem. All opulence money can come. You can go on doing preaching absolute way. This is the instruction of Sriman Mahaprabhu. you should know it, that by the order of Sriman Mahaprabhu, Prabhupada started preaching, Gauriya mission started. So you have no right to speak that way, that Gauriya mission, Gauriya Math is totally failure. You are blind. How you can speak that way? Whereas Chaitanya Mahaprabhu speaking, giving the order to Prabhupada, you can carry on your mission, Gauriya mission. Who am I to pass any kind of dirty remarkable against Gauriya Math mission? I can discuss more and more points next day. Today, you are going to lose your patience. You cannot hear so much Siddhanta. I am going to speak next day. So you will have to wait for that. I know you are going to lose your patience today and speaking continuously 2 hours, more than 2 hours. So today I like to stop so you can discuss over and again about all these important Siddhantas. Actually, you will have to digest, not only hearing. So, Gaurangaika Gatir Bhajasitamati Ti Gauradhama Sthiti Tatsasaika Vitir Kushanga Virati Dusto Vatha Niskriti Sirupaika Rati Sanatananati Sijivate Jostuti Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauri Yogo Sripati Siddhanta Saraswati Vijayate Gauri Yogo Sripati Vancha Kalpatarvasya Basin Bhavacha Patitanam Pavana Bhavishna Bhyo Namah.